Tenshin Nasukawa is an undefeated kickboxer and mixed martial artist with 27 straight wins, 20 of them by knockout. Tenshin is a rare occurrence in combat sports, a fighter with solid fundamentals, devastating power with both hands and feet, and a flair for the dramatic. In any given match, the audience never knows if they're going to see the fight finished with a well-delivered basic, or an advanced strike showcasing a spectacular feat of agility. Tenshin is truly the complete package. Let's take a look at how he chains all of these powerful techniques together to create one of the most well-rounded systems in kickboxing today. We'll start with the technique Tenshin uses to maintain distance and discourage reckless attacks, his lead hook. Because Tenshin fights in a southpaw stance, with his right leg forward, he usually has an opposite stance from his opponents. This means that it is more difficult to land a lead hand strike. But Tenshin has adapted a hooking technique similar to the one that Manny Pacquiao used against Ricky Hatton. His hook circles around and over his opponents, coming down at an angle. To go along with his hook, Tenshin has a devastating cross. He has an uncanny ability to time his cross to his opponent's rear leg roundhouse kick, a staple counter in kickboxing. But what makes it unique is the way he seamlessly chains it together with his rear leg round kick. Tenshin's round kicks are lightning fast, and he's particularly good at pinpointing his opponent's liver. Liver shots take a few seconds to register, but cause intense pain, paralyzing the opponent. At times, Tenshin even angles in a kick with the ball of his foot, applying more pressure to the area. By repeatedly throwing this kick, Tenshin conditions his opponent to lower their rear hand to protect their bodies. Tenshin will then throw a powerful cross off of his round kick, taking advantage of the new chink in his opponent's armor. For some, throwing a cross while retracting the rear leg can result in a lack of power, but Tenshin generates power in a way very similar to throwing a Superman punch, with the rear leg driving the punch forward and adding leverage by using the hip as a fulcrum. Tenshin has proven effective at this counterbalance principle while airborne as well. He'll also alternate this technique, throwing his round kick off of a rear hand attack. In this instance, the kick is already preloaded. Tenshin favors throwing knees off of this as well. His cross will sometimes evoke his opponent to duck down, which makes it easy for Tenshin to apply leverage in the clinch, and moves the target right into the line of attack. Chaining two rear side attacks is a particularly powerful concept when fighting in an open stance, as the opponent is far more vulnerable to attacks from the power side. However, as mentioned before, the opponent's lead hand can tend to get in the way when attacking their weak side. This makes Tenshin's accurate spinning kicks even more impressive. He takes the same approach as his lead hook punches, angling the attack over the opponent's lead guard. When he fights in a closed stance, with his opponent's same leg forward, the technique becomes much easier. There is now a clear path around or right down the center line. Tenshin sets many of these attacks up off of foot feints. Using the lead foot to control tempo and feint attacks is nothing new in kickboxing, but Tenshin is especially good at it. Feinting a teep to load up a punch is a classic he excels at. Here he uses foot feints to set up a beautiful GSP-like jab, and then executes a rear leg roundhouse off the same feint with very little difference in setup. This results in another liver shot KO. What truly stands out here though is Tenshin's jab. Notice how the punch is preloaded with the weight on his lead leg, and as such, there's no telegraphic motion prior to the push-off. Keeping your weight loaded but maintaining the ability to keep an active lead foot is much harder than it looks, but it's well worth the practice. While Tenshin may not be fighting Floyd Mayweather anytime soon, it should still be clear by now that he's more than deserving of the attention he's received these last few days. Let's look at one final example that illustrates Tenshin's impressive ring IQ, something especially impressive in someone so young. Throughout this fight, Tenshin's competitor had been shelling up close to the ropes and moving away or clinching when Tenshin got into striking range. His opponent was by no means winning, but he was keeping Tenshin at bay and effectively limiting his offense. But Tenshin managed to finish the fight by feinting a rear leg round kick, which predictably caused his opponent to shell up yet again. Tenshin then used the opportunity to shift forward while his opponent was trapped in place, and attack his exposed sides. Tenshin is definitely someone for fans to keep an eye on, and should be studied closely by any martial artist who prefers fighting southpaw in particular. If you'd like to up your own fight IQ, you can check out my books on power and footwork, linked below. Stay tuned for more fight and technique breakdowns. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.